Hello, welcome back to the Oracle Light Tarot. It's not a coincidence that you found this reading, that you're here with me now. It never is a coincidence. Take what resonates and discard anything that doesn't resonate with you. Not everything will resonate with you, and not every reading will resonate with you, and that is fine. I'm going to pull from my word box first. We're just going to get straight into it. I have been getting a few messages that were coming in right before I got on the reading. I'm going to just go ahead and start. There's no coincidences that whatever comes through this reading, when I pull these words, there's so many words here, there's no way, okay, just so you know. And if you see any words that stand out to you as I'm reading, just know that those are meant for you. Give us the message for this reading, give us the energy for this reading. What do you need to hear? How do you feel if you ever popped outside or wanted? Morning. That's so funny because when I you could be watching this in the morning, but when I was introducing myself and saying welcome, I almost said good morning, and then I stopped myself from saying it. I feel so blessed. Oh, this energy feels really good. We have dinner also, game plan. So maybe you're making some kind of plans for yourself for the day. The day feels like, I don't know, the day feels good. It feels special. It's Sunday morning right now. I still love you. Oh. Phone. Diamonds. Photo. Curious. Have you forgotten? Is today a special day? Maybe for somebody. Character. Only God can judge. And dollar bills. There's something about the mattresses. Is that a saying from, I feel like it's more of a saying from a movie that's reminding me of Have You Got Mail? Is that what it's called? Or You've Got Mail, I think, with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. There was, before I got onto your reading, when I was lying in bed, there was an image of a mattress corner being lifted, like pulling something out of a mattress. There's also something about coins in it. It's like as if like a lot of change or coins. So when I said change, so maybe like change and then there was a coin flipping. So there's going to be a lot of change and then like a flipping, like I guess like saying other side of the coin. But that saying from You Got Mail with the mattresses, it feels like somebody going to the mattresses, okay? Or take it to the mattresses. We have seer, there's an R here. Maybe it was going to have two words, but there's one side's missing, seer. So seer. So you could see things. I feel like you could see, if you have some kind of higher perspective or point of view on something, but you're seeing also from that point of view, like mountain tops. I don't know. There's something about that. Lots of mountains. So maybe, I don't know. We have groove, revoke, against, rotten apple. So it feels like You could be here for like some of my previous type of readings. The last few readings have just been picking up on a lot of different energy. I'm not going to say like negative energy, but it's like different type of energy that I don't usually read, but just have been coming through. So yeah, 100%. For the bigger picture, something about that, same but different, right? Like a different type of reading here. So you could be one of my regular subscribers. But there's something about going to the mattresses. He was teaching her about The Godfather, I think it was, or Scarface, or The Godfather, some kind of like we have fun era. Yeah, happy, sad, happy. I don't know, he used some kind of phrase like going to the mattresses. That is such a cute movie. I love that movie. And I rarely ever watch it, but when I do, I think I've only watched it maybe about 3 times. But I think that movie is just so cute. We have numbers. All good things. Yeah, I feel like you're here for the good things today. And with the numbers, I'm getting that who's counting? Well, who's counting? Something, that phrase, who's counting? Okay, who's counting? Something like that. Game plan. The game plan. The game plan. So it feels like there's a game plan today to feel very blessed, right? I feel like you're also a seer. Yeah, you're a very empathic seer also, and you know how the world works, how everything works, so you're definitely a lot like me. So I feel like you're on this kind of a level where you see the mountain tops, but you're able to rise above the things that could be maybe happening around the world. I say world because I feel like you're so high. Like, I just see somebody that's so high above everything, you can see the tips of the mountain top. So I feel like, because you are a seer, okay, you are a seer. I feel like you've chosen today to feel, you have a game plan here to feel blessed, okay? The morning, it's just, you know, see how it's like kind of like smeared? And when you hear the words mourn, like sadness, right? Happy, sad, happy, mourn, it's like it's smeared something. Maybe you're trying to erase some kind of sadness, right? Because we have happy, sad, happy, and it's like kind of like erasing a sadness. Okay, you're trying to feel blessed. You're the author, is like, and you're the author and the seer, so you're trying to see something. Could be money, okay? And it feels like you've forgotten something, maybe about loving yourself. You're definitely of diamonds. You've been through a lot, right? Which makes you so the same but different. Like, you're so very like precious here, okay? It says groove, revoke against rotten apple. So it's like there's, see how they're kind of like lined up? It's like you got yourself into some kind of groove. It could be against somebody, okay? Some information that you've been witnessing, receiving, experiencing. I feel like, and you're revoking that. You're becoming the author again. I feel like again, because I feel like you know this. You're the seer. Okay, there's something about that. You're going to the mattress. So it's like something about arguing and fighting, maybe with somebody, But it feels like you have a game plan now. And you're asking yourself, have you forgotten that only God can judge someone's character? Okay? Or your character. So you're choosing to have fun. This is your era of fun, right? Phone, diamond, photo. Something about photos in the phone also. Numbers. Phone numbers. I don't know. Okay. Anything else? What is the energy? Also, let's pull an energy oracle card. I feel like I'm going to shuffle over here because if I shuffle over here, all of these cards are just going to go low. So yeah, it could be like you're needing to be very careful not to disturb your energy. I feel like you're choosing, I'm seeing the third chakra, Archangel Michael. You're choosing to steady your energy. Yeah, there could be a lot of like, yeah, it keeps popping up. There's a lot of hostilities that made you feel like this, you know, this energy, okay? You know, maybe feeling like you need to block off certain aggressive or hostile energy that you may be feeling. Yeah, we have 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. It's the crown chakra. So I definitely feel like you're envisioning something different for yourself because it's 41, which 4 and 1 is 5, and 5 is change. So you're initiating some kind of new experience for yourself. Yeah, it could have been like a long, weary road, what I'm hearing. She's so very beautiful in this beautiful dress, and her hair is kind of like a mess right here. Like she decided to throw on her beautiful dress and crown. The author, because we have author, right? I feel like I'm covering all the words. Author, and then the book she's holding, and then we had game plan, right? So you're making you could be like writing down goals, making a game plan for yourself. Yeah, with this 4. 3, 4. So what could have triggered this was some kind of like, because it was in the reverse, so it says 3 and then we have 4 and then we have 4, but we're adding a 1. So you could be still like, which is turning into 5, which is change, right? So it's like you're increasing some kind of like it feels like, well, you could be sowing seeds, right, of abundance for yourself, okay? But whatever could have triggered this change was because it was in reverse. You weren't doing that, so you were kind of caught into this groove. I feel like you got caught into this like a net, you know, that just kind of caught you. Oh, that happens, you know. It's just so you know, you're in charge basically. And we here on this earth, right, sometimes we get lost and we forget. Only God can judge. Have you forgotten? So this is, have you forgotten? We forget. Let me zoom in so you can see the words a little better. But we start to forget, you know, because things become so real. We forget all the good things here. All the good things. Yeah, you know, see how this was like the last thing I opened, and it was like, have you forgotten? And then the last piece, have you forgotten this piece? All the good things. It feels like being okay, and I feel like I'm gonna get very we could have new subscribers, so they might not be here yet on some of my subscribers, because I'm only saying this because I don't have a lot of videos out on this channel. Okay, my channel's fairly new, so But the people where I started my channel from, there's a lot of magical energy. I feel like I was connecting with a lot of people who knew already, okay? And we're here to just experience more, maybe even learn more, or just dive a little deeper into creation and manifestation, okay? Because a lot of my videos are about that. But the last few videos that I've had have been a lot of world stage energy, collective energy, that has been happening. Okay. And being an empath, when I say intuitive, a seer, let's just say you have, these special gifts, right? And sometimes the material world can become so real, right? And we can get lost in it, and we can forget about our creator side, the creation side that we have. So we go from that happy, sad to happy. It's the same, but different. So we go from, creating things, and beautiful things, right, where we feel very blessed, right, to I'm kind of like revoking, right? We have the word revoking our energy when we go against something. It almost feels like, like we're like we found something, and we're like, oh, we kind of go back to it, and it's not something that we want to experience in our world, and we kind of focus on it, and then you kind of get lost in there, right? And it becomes very real. And yeah, and I'm seeing this off to the side from my word box. Yeah, so let loose. So you could be doing that today, like letting yourself loose and free. That one just happened to be sitting on my word box over there. But it feels like, yeah, so this not so good place, because this is blossoming abundance. So where you weren't creating, you weren't doing what you came here to do. Well, you were, actually, because we always are. So I guess that wasn't explaining it very well, but you are always creating. It's just you weren't intentionally creating. You were kind of like lost, right? Maybe in like a sadness. Okay. So I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a little lost in there too. I feel like this is a very big time, but I just want you, like, I guess there was like a need for a feeling of like responsibility, or like a needing to fix, okay? Something like that. Maybe pick something that helps you fix in a way that makes you feel empowered, okay? I think that would be helpful, but not to let it take over your day, which is kind of, it just feels like, yeah, hard to do, especially being an empath, when you have so much feelings that arise inside of you, and you care so much for others, Okay. But so I feel like this could have been what set you off. We have the coins here. So there is the flipping of the coin, okay, happening. And I think that's you sowing seeds. There's going to be a lot of change. So you could be sowing a lot of seeds for yourself. There is something coming through about like a garden. I'm a gardener. I love gardening. And so there is something about a garden coming through. You could be experiencing like very like spring-like weather also. This is not for all of you, but it's for some of you, because I know that some of you are experiencing snow. But we got like in the 60s the other day here. So it's been a very nice weekend. So you could be enjoying your weekend. And then it feels like we have this 4, right? The 4 is feels like gaining stability. It could be even gaining stability with your family, with other people, or helping you, or spending time with them could be helping you gain stability here. There's something about a rainbow. Oh, and I think that's what's coming through with the phone and the picture. So you could have recently took a photo of a rainbow or been seeing rainbows and pictures. So something like that. I feel like that's a sign from spirit showing you that things are going to change. Gonna make a change for once in my life. So there's still like that energy of like caring for others, okay, but you're doing it in a way that brings happiness. Gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. Sorry for my singing. This song's coming through. Michael Jackson song. So like it starts with yourself, right? Changing yourself, internally, changing how you see the world also, okay? Is so this part of this game plan that you're making for yourself, the seeds that you're sowing for yourself. I feel like you've grown weary and tired, and you're at the point where you feel like you need to do what you came here to do, right? Which is to connect with spirit, your intuition, and become an inspiration by being the creator that you are, okay? And not to forget about all the good things, right? So yeah, it's like changing your character. And I was getting this energy the other day. I can't remember who it was, but she was talking about like when she allowed things to get really bad, right? And she forgot her power, forgot who she was. She would pretend that she was in a game. I'm not talking about disassociate. Excuse me. Sorry for yawning. Yeah, like I feel like you're very tired of certain energies, but she would disassociate. Like, not as in like, I don't know, not that way, but like she would see the world as like a video game, not really a video game, but like a game, and as people, as in characters, in a way to kind of like protect herself. But it became fun, so that way she could kind of get back in the groove, right? We have the word groove of things, and making things fun for herself. Not that she forgot that people are people, they're real. But the way she would view things would help her, always treat people with love and kindness, okay? Because those people are extensions of yourself. But yeah, just kind of, it's like a curiosity also coming through. It's giving Florence Scovel Shin. If you've ever read her books, my favorite book that she wrote was The Game of Life and How to Play It, right? So that could be also why that energy is coming through right now. Maybe you need to go and read that book. You can find that book on YouTube. There are a lot of people that like audio type books where they'll read it. What else? Anything else, guys? Sorry for the yawning. So sorry. No, I don't think there's anything else. I think this is what it just really feels like, this transitioning of not wrestling with a certain energy anymore and allowing yourself to do what you really came here to do. Okay? So 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's like the next steps, okay? It's the new game plan. So I will let you go. I'll let you guys do that. Off you go now to create your beautiful world and the reality that you want to experience. I'll talk to you guys later. I might do another reading right now, but go ahead and skip back if you feel like watching more videos. Like some of my earlier videos might be what you're looking for, and it really feels like the type of energy that this is feeling like. So if you're interested, please check them out. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button if you haven't already and you like this reading. All right, take care, guys. Bye.